Yes, once again, to pee or not to pee? That is the question. And should we build it? Well, let's see what goes on. Hey folks, how's it going? It's good to be back, actually. Welcome to another edition of Luthiers Lair Live. Yes, indeed, I'm back, and I guess you're all really upset about that. Yeah. I had to skip last week, of course. There was a huge storm coming. We thought it was going to be a huge storm. Actually, it turned out not to be that bad. Last Saturday, Tropical Storm Alex passed over the peninsula of Florida, and what happened was it made a lot of rain, lots and lots of rain. That was, just lots of rain. And up by us it was okay, but like 50 miles south of here, which is Miami, they had waders weather, They were going out there with their fishing rods and everything, trying to catch alligators and stuff. It was absolutely crazy. It was really crazy. It was mental. So about 5 p.m. the storm blew through. And the power was sort of stabilising back then. It was getting nice and stable. And I had been waiting on a delivery. And the delivery was a 1951 Fender Precision-based template. It was, I'm so excited to get this. And it had been delayed maybe for about 3 or 4 days because of the weather, but it was like it was FedEx that sort of delivered it. So it was like the storm blew through, and then as if by magic, like Mr. Ben, people my age in the UK might get that. As if by magic, the van appeared, and out came the box with the template. I was so happy. And I'll show you that unboxing later. Yeah. So anyway, this is the first time to this channel. Welcome. I'm glad to see you here. And also people coming back to watch me live. I'm very glad that you're joining me too. And looks like I'm playing to the walls right now, but that's okay. You can watch it on rerun, and if you do watch it on rerun, thank you very much. And if you do watch the channel and you appreciate what I'm doing here, and you're interested in all this stuff, please consider smashing that subscribe button. Why do they say smash? They also smash that button. Yeah, come on, let's go. Yeah, just click the button. Also ring the bell so that you will get notifications of any content that I upload in the future, or whenever. And give me a thumbs up, please. It helps me out a lot. Also in the description section, I have become an affiliate of a bunch of nice companies. Yes, including Seymour Duncan. Yeah. And EMG as well. It's going to be the new one. And we're going through negotiations with that. It's awesome. That'll be fantastic. I love their products, and I love Seymour Duncan's products. So I can't speak highly enough of them. So that'll be in the description section once you can be bothered to look. Yeah. So let's go on to the main thrust. The main probe of this live stream, which is, yes indeed, the 1951 Precision Bass build. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. 1951 precision bass build, and I wanted to get it as authentic as possible. So you might have saw a video I did last week just before the storm hit. I had got in the body blank and the neck material. Now the body blank is a piece of ash. Just like in the Evil Dead, you know. Yeah, it's a piece of ash. They made the original P-bass out of ash. Yes, the very first bass guitar ever to be made, by popular knowledge, of course. There might have been earlier ones. I don't know of them. Hope somebody can correct me on that, if that is wrong. This is in response to a challenge from a local luthier who said, "You can't build any of these classics." And I said, "It's alright, Jimmy. Aye, just watch me in that." So that's what I did. There's Pat. Hey, Pat. Glad you could join me. Yeah, I did. I dodged the weather. I was just speaking about that. Yeah, we got a lot of flooding. Not too much. Not as much as Miami, but yeah. It was pretty bad. The power was going on and off, and yeah, it was just awful. But it cleared out, and as I said, my template for the 51p bass came like an hour later. Like the FedEx guy was going, "Okay, I'm going to deliver this. I'm going to deliver this to Gary." Aye. He was going crazy. Yeah, so I completely lost my train of thought there. Thanks, Pat. And yeah. So yeah, I was talking about the materials. So I had ash and maple neck. The original 51p bass had a solid maple neck. All maple. I'm doing mine composite, I'm afraid. Yeah. I got the bass piece for the neck, which I'm going to carve. And then the top layer, which is going to be the fretboard. So that's going to be interesting. Fantastic. I got a bunch of clips to show you today, and I really want to start with the unboxing video, and I'm going to show you the unboxing video. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So this is kind of a new format for me. I'm live in the studio, and I did do the thanks, Pat. I did do the previous live stream exclusively from the workshop. I had a lot of issues though, but I thought I would pre-record some stuff and show some clips, and then we could maybe discuss it later. Lammy, welcome, my friend. Welcome. Yeah, so the first up is the actual unboxing of the template that came right after the storm. Like I was saying earlier, it came right after the storm, and I was like, because you're always scared when a storm goes over. But like I said, we had some flooding and some wind, but it wasn't a major one. I've been through worse. There's been hurricanes I've went through where the power had been out. One was 14 days, one was 8 days. We lived like cavemen, and I loved it. So, anyway, do you want to see the unboxing video? Here it is. And after the unboxing clip here, we'll discuss it and see what you think.
I think the P-bass template has arrived the day after the first tropical storm of the season. So
Voice is pretty low there, eh? Never mind.
I think this is the template. Oh. That's out. Yes, I don't have enough room.
Talk about taking forever to open a box, right?
Solo music gear. Nice P-bass template. Thank you from Solo. Yes. I do work solo a lot, and it's all really, 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 really well wrapped, as you can see. Okay. I will need scissors and everything for this.
By the way, I've never been
There's
good
nothing
at
worse than an
opening
unboxing
boxes.
video when the person can't get the wrapping off, right? You just stick these up here. And we certainly pack the stuff very well. It's better than it not being packed well. Look at that. Neck. Yes, you. Yeah. Next part, another neck. See what this is. Wow. Ooh, headstock. Headstock. Truss rod route. Everything. Wow, what a template. Fantastic. And what's this bit? I wonder.
Check out the extreme precision of how I open this.
Aha. That's modern bridge. There. Says. But that's cool, because I'm going to put a modern bridge on it. The neck pocket and the pickup route. Fantastic, isn't it? Sweet. Sweet. And I guess the bit you've all been waiting for. Take all this. The body itself. 1951 vintage P-base. Now that's the vintage bridge there, which is obviously the two saddle bridge, you know, with two strings on one saddle. Ah, it's beautiful. Now we can get started. Oh.
Awesome template. Really, I mean, solo guitars who I work with, and I'm kind of working to become an affiliate with them. Oh, Robert Lamb says, where did the live feed go? Are you okay? Do you have internet where you are? It looks okay from my perspective. He didn't expect me to come out with a word like with my vocabulary words like that. Yeah, hope you can still all hear me. Give me a shout out if you can. Yeah, so this is a spectacular template I got. Perfect in every sense. I did the measurements to Leo's original drawing, and everything was spot on. It was just absolutely awesome. It's very good. So I thought to myself, oh, wait a minute, I'm getting streaming issues here. Let me see. No, I'm fine. I'm okay. I should be coming through loud and clear. Pat says, all needs is a bridge pup route. Yes, I know, but I'm building it to, thanks Pat, I'm building it to the 1951 spec, and I was almost, as I unpacked the template, I was almost hearing Roxanne, dum dum, boom dum, boom dum, boom dum, in my head, you know, because Sting plays a 51 P bass, I think, or maybe it's a 54, I don't know, but it's very similar. So I got really excited when I opened it, and I just could not wait to get that body blank on the table and get the template to work. It's fantastic. And the clip I want to show you next was, if there's any questions about the template, I'll be happy to answer them. Oh, you can see the, yeah, cheers Lammy, thanks man. You can see the template. What am I talking about? You can see the stream now. Yeah, it must have been your crap internet, you know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I really am. I'm sorry. So I couldn't wait to get this template on the body blank and on the neck blank, of course, and get it all drawn up. So I put it on with a pencil. I outlined the whole thing. I had the whole thing stuck down with double-sided tape because I was determined right there and then to make the first drills and routes in the body. And that's the clip I'm going to show you next. Do you want to see it? Of course you don't. So I'm gonna show you anyway. This is really awesome. I love this bit.
Sorry about the noise. Workshop time. Okay, so as you can see, I've drilled out some of the cavities here so that the router bit does not have as much work to do. I'm going to start with the pickup route. We're all ready to go here, so let's get with it. Headphone wearers, beware, okay? Yeah. Okay.
Bloody hell, that's loud.
It's the first pass, got a nice clean cut there in here. Now the pickup pocket is going to be 3/4 of an inch deep, that's 0.75 inches. The way I'll measure this though is just zero out my very near calipers. Yep. Is since there's double-sided tape on this, it raised the template slightly, so I'm going to measure this, which is 0.566. Okay, which means I've got to add that dimension on to 0.75. So what's that? Oh, God's sake. About 1.25. Let me just get a proper calculator here. My mental arithmetic is fading as I get older.
Yes,
I'm
very
sorry
old.
to say. So if I do 0.75 plus 0.566, that equals 1.316. That will be the depth, including the template. Where am I right now? I'm at 0.816, so I've got plenty of ways to go. But still, you know, the depth of the shank on this router bit is only 1/2 inch. So once I get past the template on this, I can take the template off and just route on the top of the surface, which is probably the best idea. Because going down that far I might interfere with the chuck and ruin my template. So we'll do that, okay? So rather than you watch me route all this, I'll come back when this part is routed and then I'll show you what we're going to do with the neck pocket. Brilliant.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, and quick question from Robert, is that Ash? Yes, it is Ash from The Evil Dead. It is. Join us. Yeah, it is Ash. Absolutely, and that's what they used in the original 1951 P-Base. That's correct. Now, you noticed I drilled out the holes. That's the clear space for the router bit. It prolongs the life of the router bit because, you're not cutting through all that wood all the time. So I use a 1/4 of an inch diameter router bit for those particular routes. For the neck route, I'll use a different diameter, but we'll come to that. fantastic fun. Great fun. It's great fun getting a power tool and going. Makes you feel like a man. Yeah. So yeah, it was great fun. This is just the start of this. You know, it's very important that you keep that template in place at all times in the exact place that you started off with, because then, you know, if it shifts, all the measurements are going to go off. You might as well throw that piece of ash in the trash. Yes. Sorry, I'm going into the... Not yet. Angus is not coming up yet. Okay? Don't worry. So, yeah. After that, what was the next stage? Well, the next stage was after I'd... as you saw in the template, there's actually holes for the bridge screws as well, and I'm using a more modern bridge because the original bridge for the P-base was a 2-saddle affair, and each saddle held 2 strings and it was hard to intonate. So I went for a 4-saddle bridge, slightly higher mass, which you'll see once we get to the first fitting stage of it. It's good stuff, you know, and it's constantly making you think and work through this. What would Leo be thinking? He was probably thinking, God, I need a cup of tea, or something like that, you know, something bass related anyway. And hey, David, have you missed the good bit? No, you haven't missed the good bit yet. I take it you're talking about Angus, right? Yeah, he'll be up pretty soon. Yeah. Yeah, so the bridge holes are in there. The correct dimensions for the pickup routing pocket is there. That's all done. So, because I didn't go for the vintage bridge, I had that extra template that would give you the proper neck carve. Now the neck carve, the neck pocket route carve, is much squarer than modern fenders. The modern fenders, and I'll show you, I have a P-base that I just completed today. Yes. Yeah, I just completed an order for a P-base today. Active P-base. I'm going to be showing you towards the end of the stream today, and I hope you stick around for that. But the next thing I did was the neck route, and I'm going to go and show you the neck route, and then the good bit will come. Okay, David? All right. Anyway. Yeah, there will be a good bit, don't worry. But I'm going to show you the neck route, how I do the neck route now, and let's have a quick look at that, shall we? Are you still there?
Well, folks, that's the neck pocket routed to 0.625 of an inch, 5/8 of an inch the neck pocket, 3/4 of an inch for the pickup cavity, and for the control cavity 1.3 inches deep. That's how deep I like to go on that. One last thing to do now, and for the neck holes, the holes for the bolt-on neck, I just use the template from the other side once the body is actually cut out. Anyway, last thing to do is use what's called a transfer punch here to make little dimples for where the bridge holes are going to go. And that's another thing this template has. I'm going to put a modern bridge on it so I can get better intonation. It's not truly a replica. I think it would just be better to have a modern bridge on it. Now what we do is we will get this this template off. Just using a little scraper here. Go through very gently.
Dig, dig, dig.
Okay, and here. lift that. Should be able to. Be careful with it, you don't want to mark up the body too much. Oh, that's good tape. And there you go. No marks in the body. We'll scrape all that tape off. And that's it. The next thing is to just drill a little hole through the wood here to the control cavity to allow the pickup wire to run down there, and then we'll do a jack plug hole right here, and that'll be us done really. We can bandsaw the body shape out after that. So, clean this up. Awesome.
Indeed. So that was really good fun, getting that smooth route. And the router bit I used for the neck pocket was a 0.375 inch diameter. Oh, itchy forehead. 0.375 squint glasses. Router bit, yeah. And that perfectly contoured to the radius where the neck fits, but the neck is very flat. If you look at, I'll show you the difference when I show you a modern P-base later on. Yeah, about time. Yeah, well, it's funny you should say that, David. Yeah, not yet. No. Yeah, the templates are made out of excuse me, my God, too much anyway, never mind. Yeah, the templates are made out of MDF, medium density fiberboard, which is kind of toxic itself. That's why I get it engineered off site and outsourced to Solo Guitars, who are going to be one of my partners pretty soon. They are based in Toronto, Canada. Come highly recommended, and I do use them a lot, and we're going to get together and try and do some business together. So awesome, right? I think also a golf clap is in order there. Yeah, they're a fantastic company, a very friendly staff. They know their stuff. They've been around for a while, and they supply everything you could think of with regards to any stringed instrument, especially basses. I mean, the quality of their stuff is unbelievably good. So a big round of applause for Solo Guitars. Bit more than that, thanks. That's better, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so we're going to come to a test fit in a minute. But talking about test fitting, last week I came across an interesting story. I heard from a luthier that had eluded me for 2 weeks. Why? Because there was a storm. What's his name? His name's Angus Turag, and we're going to watch him again as we delve into tales of the really weird. Angus Turag, luthier and crap bass player, had always been a bit of an oddball. Angus thought his latest build was awesome, but it sounded awful. However, Angus was so excited that he decided to take the bass for a walk.
As Angus was walking, he noticed someone following him. It was Al Pacino. Angus became obsessed with Al Pacino and decided to stalk him with his bass guitar. He would follow Al wherever he went. One night, Angus was following Al Pacino when he saw him going into an alley. Al Pacino was trying to sell drugs to a shady character, but he didn't have enough money for him. As the shady character walked away, Angus came out of hiding and confronted Pacino. He asked him, why was he selling drugs? Al Pacino told Angus that he was going through a tough time. Angus sympathised with Al and said that he could play his bass guitar for him. Immediately, the sound of the Headless playing became too much for Al, and he had to go into rehab. Angus continued to play his bass guitar and stalk Al Pacino until they put Al on suicide watch.
What are you going to do with a guy like that? You know? I mean, some of the comments I've had about Angus, I mean, and he's a harmless guy. He really is. Except for that stupid toure he has on his head. You know, you either... one comment was, Angus is my hero, I'll invite him for a steak dinner. And the other one was, you should hog tie that bastard and drag him for miles. I don't know. Angus is a good guy. It's getting dark in here. Wow. You still... am I visible? Yeah, it's getting dark because there's a storm coming. That's Florida for you. Yeah, but Angus is a good guy. You know, keeps me going. You know, he really does. Well, keeps me going round the bend. Anyway, back to the thrust, the thrust of this live stream, which is the 1951 Fender Precision bass build. Yes, and let's see what's happening here. Robert Lamb, well done. Thank you very much, Robert. Yes, golf clap for Robert. Haven't been called that since you were 12, eh? Anyway. David said that I think I saw Angus playing covers band in Edinburgh. Oh man! Oh, by the way, David, I saw a great picture of that. It looked like a cigar box guitar you had built for your brother, I believe. It was awesome. Well done, fellow luthier. Thanks, brilliant. Robert says, surprised he doesn't do the Angus Young, Angus Young AC/DC running when he's stalking people. Oh man! Don't give me ideas. That is a brilliant idea. Hey, you might just see that appear next week. I'm not sure. Even although I just do stills for that, that's a great idea. And you can imitate it, you know, the backwards and forwards. That's brilliant. Oh no. I don't know if it'll work though. It'd be awesome. Can we get back to what I'm actually trying to convey here? Instead, you swing gazumpler? Gazumpter. Oh, yeah. What, mate? I don't care. Anyway. God, it's like we're in the same room, isn't it? Well, I'm in your room. I'm in my room, and there's no room. So let's go on to... Oh, that was delayed. What happened there? Anyway, we're going to go on to the test fit now of the 1951 precision base build. See, I'm really serious now and everything. Yeah. The test fit was is very important stage because we have the body blank. It's all marked up. The template was on. Now the template is coming off. The whole lot. Oh, excuse me, lunch. The whole template is coming off, and we're going to see how everything fits together with the routes in place. So that will be step 5 according to my script. I might play the wrong video here. Yeah, let's have a look, see what happened. Again, apologies for the noise, ventilation and everything going on, but the routing is complete on the 1951 precision base build, and just the first quick size up to make sure everything's conforming, and indeed it is. As you can see, control plate slots into where the pick guard slot was meant to be, so I've got that sized correctly. Bridge, a slightly higher mass, more modern bridge on this build, so that I've got 4 saddles instead of 2 to improve intonation, and of course the vintage pick guard there with its plastic cover still, protective cover still on it. Pickup fits perfectly, and the neck cavity is the right dimensions, and of course I'll be building the neck later, but this looks fine so far. So the next thing is to bandsaw this thing out, and that's what I'm going to go and do next. Great stuff. Unmute the mic. So as you can see, everything's kind of coming together. I'm much further along right now in this build, and yeah, David, there's going to be a base in this video. What do you think you were looking at? Sorry, my penchant for Harry Enfield came out there. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, so, yes, very important to test fit at all times in every stage that you're going through, because, like I said earlier, you don't know what's going to happen. You might have too much to drink and then fall down and route through the body, you know. It's a serious problem nowadays, what with this lockdown and isolation stuff that's going on. Yeah, it is. But here's a good one. Bandsawing. Would you like to see a bandsaw? No, I didn't think you would. Would you? Would you really? Would you really? Because after all these steps, I'm going to bring on a real bass guitar as David requested. Yeah, it's going to be a real bass guitar. I'm very much looking forward to actually demoing this instrument. It's been quite a record build actually for me. I have 4 builds going on right now, and the other 3 are like, I'm waiting on stuff like, you know, drying and curing and stuff like that. So it's much more important that I get onto the P-bass build, because money, you know. I will be selling it at the end. And I did actually, here's a good point. I kept the bass weight to actual spec. It's heavy. It's £9. £9. 9. And for those of you who are metric, and I used to be metric, but now I'm imperial, just like a stormtrooper. And yeah, that did deserve a laugh. Metric, that is about 4 kilograms. It's quite heavy. It's comparison probably to the JD Supernatural Classic Series 1, which weighs in at a hefty 9.6 pounds. It's a fatty. It's a big fatty. Yeah, so the original P-base was £9. Some say it was £8 13 ounces. Sorry, it's very humid here today. Yeah, £8 13 ounces, but it's going to end up about £9, which is very close to the original specification and weight of the base, and that's what I'm aiming for, is to try and get as close as possible. Apart from the bridge, because I want better intonation that you can get out of 2 saddles. And 2 saddles, all squinty and stuff, just doesn't do it for me. And I don't think it does it for anyone else. Yeah, so the next step was bandsawing. Yes, bandsawing. ASMR. And for this little segment, I would like to, I'm going to answer some questions first. Yeah, David said, is there going to be a bass in this channel? Yes, like I said at the end. Yeah, here's the bandsawing stage. Just a little bit, so you don't get upset with all the noise and stuff like that's kind of annoying. But just to show you that they really are hand built. They really are. Yes, they are. Built by these fair hands here. Well, if you can call them that. Let's have a look at step 6. See what happens. Again, unmute mic. Yeah, that's a lot of fun, that part. The worst bit about bandsawing, though, is being scared if the blade's going to break. So I do replace the blades often, but sometimes not often enough, and it goes and you're like, oh. And then sometimes the blade will get stuck in the body, so it's always very prudent to cut very proud of the line. And I'm going to show you in the next step why it's prudent to do so, and if you hadn't guessed already, wood blades on bandsaws have like 3 or 4 teeth per inch for cutting through wood. Don't use anything any finer than that for wood. 3 or 4 teeth per inch, and when you're going round you get a lot of teeth marks. So what you do is you cut like maybe 2 millimeters, 1.5 millimeters. See, I am metric. Yeah, into the 21st century we go. Yeah, and you'll go around the body just switching, and it's important that you have drawn lines on the front of the blank and the bottom and the back of the blank symmetrically, so you know where you're going, because if you have a bandsaw with not a very deep throat sorry about that, Just say deep throat there. Yeah. No, you can flip it and you can go into other angles and you just cut off pieces and then all the pieces come out, and save all these pieces as well because they're good because they have the same thickness as the body. So when you go to route other things or need support for other things, you've got offcuts that will support the body while you're doing that tooling. And it's just very important to have, as you're going through the process. And I'll probably be showing some of that next week. That is the bandsawing. Now, after the bandsawing, I'm going to put it on a sanding table. Now, this sanding table I have oscillates up and down. Cue porn music. People are going to think I'm uncouth and Scottish. Well, let them think that. I don't care. Yeah, anyway, sanding table. So the sanding table oscillates up and down. I have a band attachment. I have a drum attachment for the sanding table. The drum attachment is good for getting into where the horns are. See, horns. I mean, oscillating in horns. I mean, Luthier is a very sexy occupation. It really is. So, you can get in these little curves and stuff and sand that out. And the band part of the oscillating table really helps with the straight edges and going round and just getting the teeth marks out of the body where you've bandsawed them. So that's going to be the next clip that I'm going to show you, but I see a question here. David says, I actually am serious sometimes. Yeah, me too. Sometimes. What were the specs of that blade that you used? Yeah, it's smooth, yeah. Like I said, Dave, that one was 4 teeth per inch, and it was half inch thick. The bandsaw itself is like a portable bandsaw, and that's all you really need. You don't need these big industrial ones that Fender have and stuff. The band circumference is 70.5 inches, which is God knows what in centiliters, millipedes, or I don't need those centiliters and millipeders and crankiliters that you have. I don't give a shit about that. Yeah. So yeah, it's 70.5 inch circumference bandsaw, half inch wide, 4 teeth per inch. Very smooth, and you need a little bit of tension, not too much though. Too tense, then you're gonna burn through it pretty easily. Make sure the shoes are riding properly on the blade as it goes round. Make sure it's set up properly. Setting up a bandsaw is no mean feat. It's if you want to get it really accurate, you must take care of what you're doing. It's getting really dark in here, isn't it? Ah well, whatever. Doesn't matter, does it? Yeah, because it's about to get a whole lot brighter. Yes, indeed. After the bandsaw, what we will do is, like I said, we'll put it on the table sander, the oscillating sander. I'm going to show you that clip right now. And this is the second to last clip for this week. And then I'm going to show you some bass, okay? So let's go. Hello. Yes, now it's time. Well, it's been rough bandsawed, okay? The body's been rough bandsawed out. You can see I've those wafered thin little papery bits there that I like to sand away. Yes, much safer. And so I have some 60 grit on this because I left the line fairly proud, about 2mm proud, all around the body. So now we're going to use the reciprocating table saw here. Looks like Bane. There we go.
to shape this. So let's make a start on it, and then we'll come back once it's rough sanded. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear, but there's rain battering off the top of the roof right now. That's Florida in the summer for you. It's yeah. Yeah, so let's take some questions. Robert Lamb says, is the neck going to be headless, or is it just like the original 51 version? Yes, you do know the answer already. It's going to be the original 51 headstock shape. Yes, indeed. And hopefully the same finish on it as well. So I'm going to quickly move on to step 8, because I don't know how long I'm going to have power. I had to switch on lights and stuff in the studio. It's getting really dank and dark out there, which is, you know, just the way I like it. So let's get into sanding. This is the last segment in this live stream, and then I'm going to show you a P-base that I just finished this morning. So, next step is trying to sand the surface of the ash.
Yes, so it's been on the table sander, the reciprocating sander. Tiny bit wriggly still around the edges, but it's fine. That's down to like 120 grit on the side. I want to get the whole body down to at least 150 and even before I put it on the router table to bevel out the edges there and smooth out the edges. Then after that there'll be angle grind the comfort carve and angle grind the belly carve on the back. As you can see here, this is a little knot in this ash, and it's very strange for a knot to be in ash, and it is ash. So I put the knot back in and filled it. You'll probably not see that once all the fillers sanded away and stuff, and that's really in there. And I used a little bit of tight bond as well in there to make sure it really stuck in there. I'll sand that down, and we can either stain this, the butterscotch type yellow, or we'll dye it. I'm not sure yet. But the next stage, I'm going to let that dry, is I'll flip that over. As you can see, I've got it on blocks. And I'm going to sand this surface here to 150. And I have my orbital here with 150 grit pad on it. So let's go to it.
Yes, indeed. Ooh, look what I've got. So, to finish off this part 1 of this intriguing build, this is a P-base that I built this. Oh, thanks very much. It's a B-base I just finished building this morning. As you can see, there's 2 screw holes here, and this is for an ashtray cap bridge cover, as they used to call it in the day. And this is a modern P-base. As you can see, flatten out there, this is much more radiused at the neck. There's a big curve there, The original P-Bass was sort of flat there and had tiny rounded parts on it. But this one sounds... Yeah, I haven't played for a while, so... As you can see, it's very responsive. This one's active. I'll just... that's where the battery compartment is. Natural wood veneer on this one. It's very light. It's considerably lighter. Considerably lighter than Yow. Yeah, much lighter. So, and it has all the same. It's 20 frets. You know, it's a P-Bass. So. You don't need to just slap a P-Bass, of course. It's much more versatile than that. I should work on my repartee, you know. You notice it's very crisp, and one of my other affiliates, EMG folks, I have their active pickups in it. I'm an affiliate of Seymour Duncan and EMG, so I'll be putting links in the description section. But you know, if you click on them and you actually happen to buy something, it helps me out, so that's great, and it keeps me producing this shit. I don't know what I'll play for you, you know. That doesn't sound the same as a tenor bass, does it? Hey, I'm about to overrun here. That's quite a modern P-base. Had to adjust the headstock shape and everything, so I'll get sued by Fender. Like I said before, Fender kept a very strict copyright on the head shape, the headstock shape, and I have altered the one in P-base very slightly. I want it to be authentic as hell, and but I had to alter it very slightly, and you'll see that in the forthcoming episodes. Anyway, guys, thanks very much, Robert. Nice wee P-bass, looks good. It does. It feels good. It plays well. It's very nice low action on it. The neck's very straight. Everything's very fine. Actually, the pickups are lower in the body because they're active, and they pick up a lot, you know. Yes, they do. Yes. And Pat, yes, EMG do rock, and I'm very proud to now be affiliated with them. Yes. And I'll be promoting the shit out of them. And Seymour Duncan. Yeah. So guys, that's it for today. Indeed. I'm very glad to be back after the storm last week. It was a bit edgy there, and I hope you liked the new format. If you don't, just let me know. Leave some comments. What you think of me, you know, going back and forward to clips. Actually, it gives me a good excuse to run to the lavvy now and then, you know, when because sometimes you're bursting for a pee during a live stream. Anyway, again, thank you very much for joining me. Overrunning now, but it doesn't matter. It was a great time. I really had fun on this one. I really did. This was magic, this one. Great fun. I hope Angus is going to behave himself. And it just remains for me to say to you guys, thank you very much for watching. I want you to stay safe and be good. And cheers. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Okay? Bye-bye, I think. Bye-bye.